got the mic in hand. Morning mayhem sweeping the land. Recovery tales and a bright new start. Big news stories tug at the heart. From breaking news to stories of light, Sam spins the world till it feels just right. Warm voices guiding each brand new day. Life's second chances come out to play. Sam's morning mayhem, tune in tight. Life's heavy shadows meet the morning light. Courtroom dramas and a sober fight. Sam brings the peace to the break of night.
And there we go. Oh shit, we don't want to play that again. Hold on, man. Hold on. Hey, where you at? Where you at? There he is. Yeah, I just wanted to say, just wish Knife Hoarder all the luck, love, and prayers, man.
Yeah.
And if you believe in God, send him prayers. If you just believe in a God of the universe, and just send him all that good energy. I think it all exists. I think we all, speak to the same God, no matter what book you receive him from or believe in. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Now let's talk about stabbings. Let's talk about fights, stabbings, and gang members. Let's talk about gang members.
Right. That's all good.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. Other than the back problem, but getting old sucks.
Yep. You should ask your doctor about the lumbar epidural. What I got.
You can't get near me with a needle.
Huh?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You can't give me no injection.
Like you don't
lumbar shots?
Yeah.
No. The bitch will come out of me. No.
Yeah. Okay. No, I get it, dude. I get it. I was scared, man. I was scared, and luckily, you don't see it. Your belly down. And they, but I get it, brother. I get it. All the gangsters jump right out of you.
Yep. I wouldn't do it.
Yes.
I can't do it. I'm just scared to get the needle.
Yep.
People go, well, you got all them tattoos. And I went, yeah, but those are scratches.
That's different, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so different. When people say that, I'm like, no, a guy can be afraid of a needle that's injecting something into your body, or like it's going in and like something's coming out and it's forming a knot and they hurt, man.
Now I'm even more scared. No, it ain't gonna happen.
Let's see who's here. Let's just say hi to everybody real quick. We got a big turnout already. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
I thought maybe there'd be 10 people here on a Sunday night. But I know a lot of people have been waiting for it to some version of Night Yard to come. We're gonna call it Yard Time. That was your idea. I like it. So let's just see who's here. Heather Rhodes, good. I almost said good morning because I'm so used to saying good morning to everyone. How y'all doing? Hey Heather, how you doing? Wyoming native, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Justine, how are you doing this evening? Sherry LeBron, special hey girl to you. Yeah, woohoo, this will be awesome. Love y'all. Love you too. Hey, Auntie Monkey Pants, I feel like I haven't seen you in a long time in the morning, Annie Monkey Pants, but I could be wrong. My own eyes and ears, how are you doing today? Karma Chameleon, how are you doing tonight? It's good to see you. Motherbird 63, good to see you.
Everybody's here.
Anyone who has a wrench, you don't have to wrench this show if you don't want to. It wasn't. I know you didn't agree to. I mean, I know all the wrenches agreed to do the morning show, and that's super cool. Don't feel like obligated to do every single show. That's cool. It should be pretty laid back. We're not going to talk about anything too controversial.
No.
we might get a knucklehead come in and say, yeah, fuck you guys, or Tommy rules. You guys are, separated from Tommy, and you guys suck, and Tommy rule. We might get someone like that, or one. Who knows? Who knows?
I wouldn't do that.
Huh?
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, who knows? Nicole Luongo, hey, how are you doing today? It's good to see you. I know her and I were supposed to get a phone call today, but we're gonna have to try for tomorrow. Nicole, my wife just had me spring cleaning today, and you can tell by my headdress today that
your
I am
hairband.
spring cleaning. Yeah, it was nuts. We moved the entire bedroom, turned the bed. We have this huge bed and it's a heavy frame, and we turned it all the way around. I had to take the TV down and put it somewhere else. And I said, when I hung the TV where it's at now, I was like, man, I'm not moving it. This is where it's going. And sure enough, guess what I did? I moved it. Yep. Lynn, how are you doing today? Good to see you. Zelda Z, how are you today?
While you're doing that,
Lord
I'm gonna go grab Lily. She's around here somewhere, Lily.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna do this real quick, and then we'll get into some prison talk.
Okay.
Take some questions. You guys, tonight is a prison talk show. So if you have any questions, how we make wine, what's being in a prison gang like? How do you know if someone's really in a prison gang? If you have questions like, do you think so and so over here on this channel is real, or do you think it can be anything to do about prison, state or fed. We can cover it. So just do a QQQ for if you have a question, and I'll start starring them as we're talking and scrolling down. I'll just star them as we go, and it'll be dope. It'll be dope ass. Day B, how are you doing today? Ann from Massachusetts. Good evening. How are you? Zelda Z, in case I missed you. How are you doing this evening? And Dixie 504, good to see you. Who else? Elizabeth S, how are you doing tonight? Good to see you. Hi guys, I've been looking forward to this all day. Awesome. That's so cool. Thank you so much. We've been looking forward to doing it for a long time.
Yes, we have.
Hey, there's my Porter. Hey, how's it going, brother? Just he says, just saying hi. Fuck that guy. FTG forever. FTG for life. Happy hot shot dance. I can't wait.
All right.
For real. I hope he caught the little video I made for him.
I got some questions coming in.
Basically, what the video was like, prayer can change the world. Let's pray for each other. And then I had I'm just gonna play this part again real quick. Yeah, I'll play it again here in a minute. All the usual suspects are rolling in. Yep, that's right. That's one of my favorite movies, The Usual Suspects with Kevin Spacey. Boy, he really turned out to be a creep, huh, Russ?
You think?
God.
Undercover right there, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, he really turned out to be a creep, man. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So crazy. Oh yeah, it looks like he might have seen his little shout out. That's good. Did you see where I put no ones in the thing?
Right.
Here, I'm gonna take us off for a sec. I'm gonna put this video on. It's funny. I put no ones. Great for our brother Tom. He gave us truth. We are better now. So no ones, only prayer.
Well, shit, this thing. Not much has happened, so I figured, like, well, do a story time.
That's so cool.
I saw that.
I was like, man, I'm gonna make him a little video. Yeah.
Right.
Let me. I gotta remove you and then add you. Let's see who else here. Blue Bayou, how are you doing today? It's good to see you. Night 4 board, yeah. Wishing you well. Hi, Sherry. Davey says, hey, Sherry. Diane Hill, how are you doing today? It's good to see you. A lot of names I haven't seen in a while. Nat B from Canada. I haven't seen Nat B in a long time either. Maybe it's just because it's the hour.
I know what you mean.
So, yeah, maybe it is. Hey,
No.
hey, go ahead.
No, no.
I know, brother. But yeah, I know what you mean because they haven't seen you in a long time.
Right.
Yep. DS Kitty, how are you doing, Diane? It's good to see you. Let's see, Mother Elizabeth S. Blue Bayou, good morning, good afternoon. That'd be Woofy. Hey, Woof, good to see you. Gaylin's here. Hey, Gaylin. I got some emails from a couple of you guys. After the show, I'm gonna be checking those out. Nicola E, how are you? Shell Dub, how you doing, Shell? I'm trying to get down to this end, man. It's so I can start. Lori Sue, how are you? How are you, Lori Sue? Goodbye, heart. Pam, hey Pam, how are you doing tonight, Pam? Hey, Danette, how are you doing, Danette? Elizabeth S. Grits and Grace, how are you doing, Grits and Grace? Extrovert Wallflower, hey. Kathleen Menzies, how are you doing today? Good to see you. You know what? It is you because not one person has said, hey, Sam. Swear to God.
They have. You just
That's
haven't
right.
seen.
No, that's all right. I don't bother. They've been saying, hey, Knife Order and hey, Sam. I'll just work the board and the questions and I'll just be like a producer in the background.
No, I'm all right. Good. I'm all right.
All right. I'm starting to see some questions. Hey, Robin Bliss, how are you doing today? I'm starting to see some questions, so I'm going to start starring questions.
We got some coming in that I've seen. That
cool. Yeah, I'm still scrolling to the bottom. Aspire to inspire. That's awesome. How are you doing today? Hey, Shell. How's it going? It's good to see you. All right. Jackie Azur, how are you doing? Haven't seen you in a very long time. Yeah. Oh, see, she even said it's been a bit. Yeah, it has.
Mhm.
She says hi to everybody, to all the Samsters and Russ and my own eyes and ears. How are you doing today? Good to see you. All right. James Collins. Good. Nice. You made it, James. I think. Was that?
Yeah, he's here.
Hey, James. Is he? I
Yeah.
must have passed him. There's no way I passed him.
I don't know.
Well, I see Lord Kiss Freak says, "Hey, James Collins cares." So I must have rolled past him.
I say hello to him.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Sup, fam? Sup?
Surviving together, he meets Sam and Russ. So there you go.
I haven't made it to that.
Even Lynn said, "Hi, Sam and Russ."
Lori Sue says she's having about a half dozen lumbar punctures. I'm telling you, man, it's a game changer, bro. It's a game changer. I mean, dude, a month ago, I could not do this. I couldn't do that a month ago. I couldn't do it.
I can do that.
Oh, okay. A month ago, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I can do
No
that.
matter how much buprenorphine, ibuprofen, gabapentin, no matter how much I took, I could get like this. Oh.
Yep.
And that was it. And if I stand up, when I stand up, it hurts here, then I'm good. And then when I bend back down, it hurt there, and then I'm good. You know, bro.
Yeah, I know. I think it had a lot. Well, I know it had a lot to do with wrecking the bike so at such a high speed. So
yeah, tell us that story real quick. While
the reason I got the back surgery was because of drag racing. I have a couple bikes that I had
like
built.
drag bikes?
Yeah, 2 Hayabusas.
Oh shit.
Okay. And the one I had was totally stretched. I had an 11-inch stretch. It was kitted out, and it was on nitrous. So when I launched great. I was probably 3/4 of the way down the track, about 165 to 170, and the back tire blew, and I went down. I rode it as much as I could,
Yeah.
but I ended up in the sand pit.
Damn, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, it was
that's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I've only been in one bike crash, and I was just on a road, and I was out by a refinery. This is in Torrance, California, and I was riding out by this refinery. I wasn't even on a Harley. I've had a few Harleys, and I kind of have one now, kind of. I mean, I have use of any of my friends. Well, I can go into any of my friends' garage those and just say, hey, I'm gonna take one of the bikes, But I was riding. I had riding my stepdad's Virago. It was a 920 Virago, Yamaha Virago, and it was a cool bike, I mean, for a Yamaha,
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. Anyways, I was riding on the pavement behind the refinery, and boom, instant sand.
Oof.
And the tire just went. It was like it just went like it was quicksand.
Man.
And it turned, it just went, and I just kind of flipped over. And
at full speed, or were you?
Oh, I was doing about 80. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. The left handlebar was bent up because I kind of held on to it too long. I didn't let go. I mean, literally bent that handlebar up, and yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I did get lightweight T-boned by a left turn. I was going through in the left turn, kind of lightweight T-boned me. I wasn't going that fast. And I was on another Yamaha. It was a RD. Remember those old RDs? It was a RD Daytona Special 450. That thing was insane, dude. It was like a little cafe bike, and man, yeah, I got T-boned on that. But I was going super slow. It was like a slow motion crash. I mean, I literally just was like, "Ow!" Got back on the bike, then took off. The little black lady, she was driving it. She she got out. She started screaming. I was like, "I'm okay. I'm okay." She's like, "I thought I killed you." It's like, no, I'm still standing. I'm not dead. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. Let me. I should be starring questions while I'm talking.
Yeah, I'm getting questions too.
Can you star them from your end?
I don't think so. I can't do it. You're the. Mm-mm.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna send you for next week. I'm gonna send you co-host permissions,
Okay,
so then you can
that'll
just
work.
come in, and
All
then
right.
and hopefully you can star them like that. You used to be able to as an invited guest, and for some reason they just stopped because I had one of our moderators trying to do it. That was weird, dude. I didn't know what that was at first. Oh yeah, see, I'm just now down to where I played the intro. Karma Chameleon. Okay, I'm just gonna scroll down pretty fast. Hey Arlie, how's it going? Good to see you. Question here. Here's a question. Hey Joe Mama, good to see you. Lord Kiss Freak, I have not checked emails yet. I will check emails right after the show. I
Wow,
did
you're
get
way
your
up there. See, there's messages straight for you. Don't even
Oh my
mention my
God, you're
name.
right. Every time I get to the bottom, the thing gets smaller again.
Yeah.
Hey, is AV Stevie's here? Hey, what up, Steve? All right, that's cool, man. That's my dude. Steve, hey, you have to send me the information about your show so we can plug your show on the morning show, on the Morning Mayhem show. Just email me like your link or your channel name. I know it's something about music. Or see if you can post it in the chat and just like do a time that you're on, and then post a link to your podcast. That would be badass. Here's a question. Bam. Oh yeah, that's a good question too. I can't wait to talk about that one. How did no one know Brett's paperwork?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna get to that. Oh yeah, here we go. Lots of questions. This must have been after I announced it. Oh yeah, comments, questions. Cool, man. Cool. That means we're gonna have a show.
Hmm. Right.
Right? That means we're gonna have a show then. Yeah. Toy Chihuahua.
Yeah, no.
Toy
I
Chihuahua.
don't like the standard spelling, so I just did that.
Chihuahua. Chai.
Well, she's a flat out pit bull when she's standing on my lap and she hears somebody. But when you get up and walk around, she'll cower under the blanket.
Jackie. Never mind. I started. Here we go. I think I'm getting close because hey, doing it Deb's way. Hey, Brazy. I'm getting there. I think I'm getting there. Man, oh my God, it did it again. Russ is the quiet goat. Yeah. Hey, surviving together. It's good to see you. And from Massachusetts. I have to go down though because I can't miss any of the questions. Hey, V. McWilliams, good to see you.
Pull it up on your phone and look at it, and you'll get them in real time.
No, I know, but I know. I'll get them in real time once I get to the bottom.
Okay.
But I have to get all the people that did the questions and comments before.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I can't see them all at once at the same time. I wish I could.
Okay.
I'm just hauling ass. I did not do time at Chino. Well, Chino.
I did. That's state.
Yeah. I thought I was headed there. They ended up sending me to out there by Magic Mountain. I can't remember what it's called.
Six Flags.
Yeah,
What,
it's out by
Magic?
It's out by Magic Mountain. It's a prison. It's called Wayside.
Yeah, there's a lot
Wayside.
of them.
Yeah, they sent me to Wayside, and I thought I was going to Chino, and then they kicked me out. Oh, thank you, Davey. She goes, let's send Sam some love because I was being a baby. I was being a baby about it earlier. Hey, what happened? Russ did something. That's not me. They will need to connect their mic and cam before you can add them back to the stream. Oh, okay. Attica. Oh, yeah, I'm getting lots of questions. I think what I'll do next week is before we start the show, I'll start because everyone's in here already. I'll start starring questions and comments.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Oh.
Almost there. I gotta be. I mean, I can always go to the bottom, but then some of the people's questions and comments will get missed. Hey, bro.
I did want to clear up. I told you about Shell, the one with cats.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, do some talking.
Yeah, Shell. I wanted to explain it to you that when you're tipped up, when you're with like the brand, they all come from California. That's where the originals are. They aren't taking anybody in. You have to be a stone cold killer to get in there. But there are other little factions like NLR or other states have their own little Aryan thing, but none of them are the brand. So, and you know who they are. I mean, they don't have sit down with black friends and chop it up in the yard or hang out doing anything together. Um, that would be wrong. That would be an instant problem. So I wanted to let you know that no, Tommy was not tipped up. Tommy was just
Yeah,
normal. You were with him though.
I was
So
only with him in the I was only with him in the shoe in Phoenix. I was never
okay.
I mean, we were on the same yard together. He bought some wine from me one time. He was in a different unit. And we really didn't hang out until we got to the shoe. And then when we were cellies in the shoe, he got into it with one of the cops in the at visiting. And I was back in the shoe for a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen him come in, and I had them put him in my cell, because he was my race, and he,
Right.
I did a business deal with him, and it went good, So I was like, all right, cool. I'll bring this guy in, so they don't bring in any, check-ins or whatever, that I don't have to smash anyone. We were at a medium spot, and that's what I'm gonna start talking about, the paperwork thing. I'm just gonna go to the bottom. I'm sorry if I miss anyone's question, but I want to start getting to these questions and comments. I'm down to at 639. Oh, I'm here. I'm at the bottom. Okay. Right when I said that, I'm at the bottom. Yeah.
Somebody
Cool.
just asked a question about, do you know ahead of time if Stone Cold Killers are coming in? No, those aren't. I mean, those are high profile. I don't know how it is in the feds, but they'll come right through just like anybody else would. They don't get special treatment or anything like that. But
Yeah, they don't get special treatment. They
don't.
like everywhere I went, my guys knew I was coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
SIS, which is like the FBI of the prison. They let my group know, say, hey, Casper's coming. We just want to let you know so you guys can figure out where he's gonna live. And then you land, and then you land, and then it's all, then it's crazy. But that's how it is in the feds.
You don't know somebody's a Stone Cold Killer until they get put in that spot.
Oh, is that what you're talking about?
No. I mean, she's talking about, anybody who's brought in, but I'm talking about inside. While you're inside, you really don't know somebody's a Stone Cold Killer until you have that problem.
Yeah, I'm not a Stone Cold Killer. I mean, I've had to stab people, but
No
I mean, I think we all have, but it's
not everybody out here has. Come on.
no, I know. I'm just saying, in the prisons I was at, you have to put in work. You can't land there. I don't care if you're in a gang or not in a gang. You have to put in work. Whatever comes up next, you're doing it. And it's always there's a no hands policy. It's only knife play. There's no fist fights. It's never 1-on-1. It's always 5-on-1 or 3-on-1 or 2-on-1. It's just the way the feds are. It's just the way it is.
You never been to you never got a state number, did you?
I did get a state number, but I did all my time in county and then at Wayside.
Okay.
Yeah.
They didn't even send you up really to anywhere except Wayside?
No, I left Wayside. I thought I was going to Chino and then somewhere else, and then my Sacramento sent me this thing saying that they calculated my time and that I was getting out. It was really like the next day.
Dang.
I thought I had like another 7 months to do.
Damn. Well, this short time June, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was my first felony. I was tripped that I just didn't get it like suspended. Do you know what I mean? Right. Yeah. It was for checks. It was for bad checks.
Oh, petty. We had a question here. How do you do you get to choose your spelling? Sometimes you do. Sam, you asked me how many times I've been to prison, or Sam? I've been one time, 16 months. But that was nothing. I got a number and got out, just like you did. And then I caught 10. I did full 10. Got 7 and 3. And ended up catching them all the write-ups, so they kept taking my good time from me. I ended up doing 10. Then I did 3 more in Indiana. All state time.
In Indiana, you did some time?
Yep. 3 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna count on you to watch the chat. I'm gonna go to the start questions,
Okay. Go ahead.
and I'm gonna start at the top. Sam, did you get my email? No, I'm gonna check emails here in a minute. Thank you though. I am looking forward to reading it. Anti-monkey pants. Some of this is just for me.
Oh no, not
Here we
just
go.
for you.
Here we go. Yeah. Here we go. My other's keeper says, "How did no one know Brett's paperwork?" So where
you.
we were, huh?
That's on you.
Oh yeah, shit. Shit. Yeah. See, I was a gang member. He wasn't a gang member, so that was up to the independents to check his paperwork. So and we were at a medium, and if it's certain cars didn't check their people's paperwork, and you know what I mean, if he would have tried to work out with me or anything like that while I was on the yard, I would have wanted to see his paperwork. A friend referred him to me to buy some wine that I made, and so I was like, yeah, cool. So I sold him and the other guy some wine together, or it might have been just him by himself, but it was a referral. And so you know what I mean? But if he'd have been my celly, his paperwork would have got checked. We were in the shoe, so we didn't have access to, our property or anything. So it's impossible to check paperwork. He told me he was a bank robber. So I figured he had no co-defendants. And that's really, I just really, cared about what he was in for. I think his SA charge, I'm guessing that probably wasn't even in his PSI because it was so old.
He was underage too, wasn't he?
What's that?
Wasn't he
17?
Yeah,
17 or 18.
Oh, okay.
I would really like to know the answer to that, but if it's over 10 years old, it's not going to be in your PSI. So he probably had clean paperwork, to keep it real. But if he went to a max, if he went to like a high security, which I think he did, I think he went to Victorville, not the medium. I think he went to the USP. They not only will check your paperwork, they'll run you. You know what I mean? They'll do a deep dive on you, and they'll find it. And that's why I'm guessing he got stabbed at Victorville. It wasn't an accident, the wrong guy. That's got to be bullshit. There's no way that the wrong guy got stabbed. It just doesn't happen.
No, that's a ending of your life if you do that.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. But like I seen a thing on Knife Hoarder it was an old video, and it was, I guess he was saying he was an enforcer for somebody, or like he was saying that on the lifeboat. Yeah, that he was an enforcer. That's impossible. Because he wasn't tipped up with anybody. So yeah, I don't know why he would say that. I don't know why he would say that. It's so dumb, man. Just be yourself and be a good person. But anyways, yeah, I mean, they don't even have enforcers. That's so Hollywood. There's no such thing as, I mean, there's sergeant at arms, and biker gangs and stuff like that, biker clubs. Excuse me, I misspoke, but biker clubs, there's enforcers of sorts, but they don't go around and say, yeah, I'm an enforcer for, the red and white or the banditos. They don't say that. Like I'm really good friends with a lot of Hell's Angels, and I've never ever heard one say that they were an enforcer for shit. They're all enforcers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the whole click it.
Yeah, if you got that right, you got that cut, you're an enforcer. They enforce their own shit.
It's
But
right on the patch.
yeah, exactly.
Right on the vest.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a trippy thing, man. It's all a trippy thing. Um, I'm glad that I reconnected with him because I have an amazing community that I'm connected with right now. That that we all are like-minded thinkers, and we all want to do good and be and help each other, and and live in the light and not the darkness of addiction and Satan or dark energy. We all just want to get closer to the light of what is God. And we got I do even still today. It's easier for me to understand God when I just think of God as a spark of light and love, and I'm just or that he's a ball of light and love, and then I'm just a spark of that light trying to get back to my mother. You know what I mean? To the big light. And I'm just a spark that's come off of that light. It's so much easier for me to understand it like that than any other way. And that's as a Christian who believes in the Trinity and the resurrection and Christ died for my sins and it's the new covenant. I wholeheartedly, but when I think of it as like that, I'm just a spark of God's light and love trying to get back to it. Oh man, I make better decisions in my life.
Uh-huh.
I'm convicted before I lie. It's a trip, bro. It's a trip.
You start having a conscience about lying. You got to
Yeah.
tell the truth,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
even though you
Yeah.
get forgiven. You still shouldn't do it in the first place.
Yeah. Can't live like that.
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna raise hell and discontent, cause hate and discontent, and because I know I'm gonna get forgiven. I don't think it quite works like that.
Right.
Lori Sue asks, is it actually really dangerous to bend over in the shower if you dropped your bar of soap? Serious query. That is a good question. It is not dangerous to bend over in the
Not,
shower.
not in California, but they're like in Indiana. They do have group showers, like a big
Yeah.
shower room, and they don't have
Yeah.
shower stalls.
Yeah.
But so I've never heard of it. I think this whole hype about somebody getting booty swapped while they were in there,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
you don't, you're not going to get it unless you want it.
Yep. You're not going to get it unless you want it.
Yep.
I mean, R does happen in there occasionally, but it's not like often. It's or at all. Like yeah, it's a
It
trip.
wouldn't happen in the state, not in my race.
Right,
Because
not in
they
our
would,
race. Right.
yeah,
Same in the feds. Same in the
yeah,
feds. It doesn't happen in our race. And we
no,
don't let we don't let homosexuals walk the yard, our race, because it just causes too much problems.
hmm
It's not about being homophobic or anything like
nope,
that. It just causes too much problems.
yeah.
Guys start
If
fighting over them, and
right. Other races,
other races get involved because
they're in
a black
love.
guy falls in love with a gay white guy. It's
Yeah,
a mess.
and it's really political in there, so you can't do that.
Yeah, it's a trip. But some guys try to make it and hide out, and but they always get found out because guys fall in love, man.
Yeah, I
Oh yeah.
remember there was one.
Go ahead.
I remember there was a Mexican guy that had really long hair, and was probably my height, about 6'1", older dude, older than me when I was in him. But he had hands. He was like almost a semi-pro fighter,
Yeah, yeah,
and nobody wanted to get any problems with him. I wonder why. He was young
yeah,
and
dude.
wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew a drag queen or trans, but whatever. I always thought he was a drag queen, and dude, that dude could fight, man. You just
Yep.
yeah, yeah. He had hands for days, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he was so fast, dude. He would just like whoa.
There was a
He
dude.
would get it, man. He would
Yeah.
get it. He was a Puerto Rican, or he was either Puerto Rican or Cuban. It was down in Florida when I was down in Florida.
Right.
at the Fed joint down there. Yeah, dude had hands for days.
Yeah, the one dude I knew that had hands was Elwood Heights, and I remember he took out legitimately 7 or 8 guys.
No shit.
Yeah, no shit. He was a
No
lifer.
shit, yet. No
I
shit.
know both his
Anybody
brothers.
with a haircut like that's got to
Yeah,
be an asshole.
yeah.
What movie is this from? What movie is this from? No shit, Chet. No shit. Anybody with a haircut like that's got to be an asshole.
I don't know.
It's a movie. Come on, man. I'll give you another hint. I'll give you another
Okay.
hint. I know someone out there who does know the answer to that, and that's AV Stevie. What's another line from that? Give me the keys, Lisa. Give me the keys.
It sounds familiar. I just can't place
He doesn't have his license, Lisa.
it. What is that,
Oh
Friday?
yeah, look. Oh look, Mischief manages a beast. Give me the keys. Give me the keys. Oh man, that's so dope. What does by LKF mean? I don't know.
Bye, Lord Toothbreed. Bye. See ya.
No, she's saying I think she's saying goodbye to somebody else.
Oh, Linda.
Nicole. I don't know.
Oh, Nicole.
LKF.
Okay, yeah, bye. She's out of here.
Anyways, Cajun Queen got it. Weird science.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people got it. Not just Cajun Queen. A lot of people got it.
Okay.
That's dope, though.
Yeah.
I want to do a whole show on just talking about movies and all the things, man.
All the
right,
old ones. Not about Filmer Guide.
Yeah, isn't that
Brings
crazy?
back all of them. Yeah, I know, man. It just brings up all like spoofs, like Top Secret and stuff he did.
Yeah. Nicole Luongo asks, "What's the most surprising life lesson you learned in prison?"
Hit somebody first.
Huh?
Hit somebody first.
Oh, be the first to cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I learned that in there. I mean, I learned how to fight in jail. Like I didn't go in knowing how to like fight. So yeah, it hit somebody first. That's it.
No, I was awesome when I was
a life lesson that I mean, I really became a man in prison, and I was 30 when I went, you know. And I really I learned that you have to keep your word. You can't lie in there.
Right.
You know, and I learned those lessons the hard way. I wasn't like I just said, "Oh shit, I'm gonna keep my," you know. I went in there as a people pleaser addict, you know, and a badass tattoo artist. So, you know, I was always like, yeah, I got you. I'll tattoo you. You know, and people are prepaying me, and I'm doing tons of drugs, and you know, it
Working
was
out good for you then, right?
yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I had a hard time at first because, you know, I had to pay back some big debts, you know, but I could, you know, I never checked in or anything, you know. I could make $1,000 a day even in there if I wanted to.
No, that's crazy.
You know, if we had the right cop, you know, the right cop working, so I could tattoo and get it off. Yeah, I could make a lot of money in there. And a lot of that, like, people don't pay that kind of money for the tattoo per se, but if I would have to double hustle it, you know what I mean? I would get paid in drugs, and then I would do some of the drugs and then sell some of the drugs. So it was kind of double hustling. I didn't like to do that, but I would make more money that way. Do you know what I mean? Instead of giving someone, you know, a $200 list for the store, you know, for a sleeve, you know, for a whole sleeve, I could get, you know, $1,000 worth of drugs for that same sleeve, because that's only costing that person, you know, $50 or $100, if that.
Yeah.
So But
Well played.
I don't. Yeah, that was the biggest lesson I learned. Just to be a man, keep your word, be as honest as you can, and don't
Never break it. Yeah.
yeah, don't break it. Don't overpromise and underdeliver.
Right.
That was a big one. That was a huge one. James Colin Kerr says, I hear the tattoos of clocks with no hands are reserved for people doing a lot of time. Thoughts on that? I've never done a clock with no hands, oddly enough.
Well, see, um, uh, uh, that's like having the calendar or the brick wall with the tower. You know, I never wanted any of that. But a lot of guys get headstones, like the older cats get headstones on how many years they've done.
Yeah.
You know, something like that.
Or like calendars flying away.
Right, right. Or
Yeah.
the old ink bottle at the shoulder that's on its side pouring the ink out, and it
I've
just
done
comes
that
in with
one.
the prison scene.
That's one of my favorite ones to do. If I'm gonna do it, I love the ink one.
A lot of Mexicans do the time, I
Yeah,
think, like that. And the white guys used to do the headstone. A lot of the
yeah,
Mexicans like the Aztec, Indian stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks to James Collins Cares. This is from Lord Kiss Freak. I love Lord Kiss Freak. Comment, Sam, I posted my FTG video yesterday. Oh, cool. We'll have to check it out. I mean, we could share it right now for real.
He sent it
Yeah,
to
let me.
me.
Huh?
He sent it to me on Facebook.
He did.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see if I can
on
find it real
Messenger.
quick.
Yeah.
Lord. Oh, you know Lord Kiss Freak?
Well, I mean, I know him from
Yeah, no, and that's.
channel. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool, man.
Good dude.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'll just go to my email probably.
There you go.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Nicole put the link in the chat, so somebody should see it. Yeah, everyone. Ben says everyone knows LKF. Yeah, we do.
Okay, well, I'm just now getting hip to LKF. Oh, now I get it by LKF.
See, duh. I should have called you Goofy instead of Casper.
Whatever, dude. Did you say goofy?
Goofy.
Yeah, I'm never goofy.
Gumby.
Damn, man, you're trying to soft punk me on my own show, bro?
No, brother, I would never do that.
All right, here we go. Oh, shit. Where we at the stage? Trying to add it. Oh, I got to remove that. Here we go. Is this the one? Is this one, Russ?
Not sure. No, no. Or
No?
maybe hit it. Hit it. See, play it.
I'm going to. I got to, because I'm in the same browser, I got to go.
Oh, what do we got here?
Yep.
Yep.
That's Tommy's shirt.
Never quit quitting.
Oh, is it?
He'll never
Yeah.
quit quitting. Just never quit for toots.
Yep.
For tweets.
Yeah.
Funny.
He's up there in the northern part of the.
The lie boat crap. We've all had enough. I'm never wearing this again. So here we go.
Surprised that stuff doesn't freeze.
Oh, that's dope. I wish I could full screen it.
He lights it on fire.
Let me see if I can get that's bigger. No, that didn't work.
And
Oh
yeah,
shit!
Mm.
Hold
I go
on.
big. Never mind.
Oh, he spelled FTG with the
Said I
lighter
would.
fluid. That's badass.
Hey, hey, Casper,
Yeah.
you got to get a hold of Linda and her emails. All right,
Who?
Linda.
Oh, okay.
All
Yeah,
right,
I will.
Fuck that guy.
Yep.
she's been wanting to get a hold of you.
I mean, I talk to her every day. I mean,
And
today's a family day. But yeah, all right. Thank you.
That thing went up quick, didn't
I know I don't say much.
Yeah. Must be that Nicaraguan cotton.
it?
There it goes. And always and forever. Fuck that guy.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's cool, man. That's so cool. Killed it.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Right on, brother. Let's see what we got. How do you know who you can trust in prison? Extrovert wallflower.
That's a good one. I saw
Yeah.
that. It's not it. You never want to, at least in the state, you never wanted to hang out with the first person that comes up to you. You know, you just want to because you don't know what that person is charged with, or if he's got gambling debts or whatever, because you could be sucked into that. So I was lucky. I had my uncle there on a. Yeah, when I got to Chino, I got sent to West Yard, and he was there. So I got taken under the wing, and then I had three uncles that were in prison. So I went with Mike over there, and then you just kind of got taught how things go. Like the first day I was there, I seen a dude get his head taken off, half of his head taken off with a 45-pound dumbbell. Oh, he was
Yeah.
bench pressing. So
Yeah.
over a bag of coffee. The old
Yeah.
Keefy.
Yep.
So
The I'll answer that question in a second. But speaking, I know I told that story, this story on Night Yard, where the we were all at the chow hall and the guy came in and little poor Latin King dude comes in and he asked the dude, he's like, "Hey man, you got my stamp?" Because the guy sold fish. You know, he would steal fish out of the chow hall and he would sell fish, you know, to anybody, but mostly sold like fried chicken and fried fish to the brothers, you know, and to like the vice lords and anyways, the dude owed him a stamp. The dude said, he's like, "You know what, man, quit bugging me about your fucking stamp, man, but F you and the stamp." And the dude said, "F me," and he went back into the kitchen, took one of those, those can openers that you open up the big industrial cans that you go like
oh yeah,
that. It
yep.
spins around, screwed it off the table, went back out there and beat the brakes off that dude over that stamp. Killed him right there. Captain watched the whole thing. Captain didn't even try to stop him. Let him do it. Then they tackled him, took him away, and over the stamp. And it's obvious to us and to a lot of people that it wasn't about the 48-cent stamp, because that's how much they were at the time. It wasn't about, it was about the disrespect, and you can't let people disrespect you like that. I mean, I don't think the dude had to die for it, but in there, maybe the dude did have to die for it. I bet you no one ever owes that dude a stamp again.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
He'll be using them for the rest of his life.
Yeah. I bet you no one ever owes that dude a stamp again. It's You know what it is. You know how petty he probably felt having to go ask that man for a stamp. Every time he's seen him, hey, do you got my stamp? He's making him. The dude was making the dude who the stamp was owed to feel like he was being petty. He doesn't want to come ask you for 48 cents,
Right.
but the dude owed it to him, and you got to
Right.
pay him. If he let everyone go, why is he even hustling, that fish and that chicken out of the chow hall? Because that if he let everyone go that owed him that one stamp, because the dude was hungry out in the yard and grabbed a piece of fish from him, then he'd be just giving away fish and chicken.
Yep.
Not and this dude sent all his money to his house.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Every penny this dude sent to his family. So anyway, I get it. But yeah, crazy.
It's
I pretty much
yeah.
I pretty much trust everyone. Once their paperwork is shown, and I just blind trust it. Especially within my car, not outside of the
Right.
car.
Right.
But within my car, I pretty much just trust everyone. Until you can't.
Well, I'll tell you, it's the responsibility of the car, at least in the state. I don't know how it is in the feds. You guys obviously you got cars, right?
Yep.
So if you're from OC, you're in my car. So it was my responsibility to check whoever came in,
Yeah.
from OC, and then I would report to the key holder, who was my
Yep.
seller, and then we'd go from there.
Yep.
So once you know somebody's got, then you might want to check them or whatever, just to see what they're about.
Yeah. Did they have a pretty big South Bay? Like South Bay car?
Mm-mm.
South Bay.
Yeah, no.
They had to have. I mean, maybe you just didn't know any of the guys from the South Bay. It's a pretty big car. Like the
In the north it is. Yeah.
huh?
In the north, yeah. Like
No,
in
not that
Folsom.
South Bay. I mean like Torrance, Redondo Beach.
Oh, you're talking about Inland Empire, all that, LA County.
Yeah, LA County, yeah.
So yeah. Yeah.
But I just know because I've done a couple of South Bay tattoos on dudes, and they would get the Redondo Beach Pier sign that you see when you come into Redondo Beach, and or they would get like East Side Torrance tattoos.
Torrance, I saw a lot.
Yeah, San Pedro, Weedamas, Wilmington.
Yep.
Yeah.
I lived in Manhattan Beach, right on the water, about 7 houses down from the pier, right there in Manhattan.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
We go to Redondo all the time.
Yep. I used to draw cartoons of kids down there in Redondo, and old AV Stevie went down there and watched me one time, and I was listening to Slayer drawing kids. Yeah. I think I told that story on Night Yard. He was like, "Man, look behind you." And I'd look behind me and like, what the hell? There's all these people watching me, and I'm just drawing cartoons, man.
Banging your head.
Yeah, listening to Hell Awaits by Slayer. Crazy. Russ Allen. Toshiwawa. ABCV says, Sam, I did an electrical testing job at power plant last week at Chino's Bend prison. Didn't see anyone out at all. Yeah,
they on lockdown.
Must be on lockdown. Yep. They probably
was it
are
Chino
a lot.
Central or what? That's Stevie. I didn't. It was because I don't even
he
know.
Probably didn't know.
I don't even know if West Yard is even open still. Because I had East Yard, West Yard, Central, and then Chino, which is connected to Central, which is actually Central.
Yeah. Is Chino's a classification yard?
When I went there, at one point it was, and then they switched everything to Donovan.
Or
They
if you're
send
doing a
you right,
probation violation, maybe you just go to
you go right
Chino.
back to no, you go right back to where you pulled from.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
wow,
they send you right back.
huh? Jackie Azure says it's very hard to be around people that are dark. For those of us that live in the light, we understand. She must have been commenting on something that we were talking about. My other's keeper. Hey, my other's keeper, how you doing? Comment. Can we do a 333 for hearts? Yeah,
That'd be cool.
absolutely.
I wonder what that was.
Yeah, absolutely. Anne from Massachusetts says, Russ, it's been a while. How are you? Let everyone know how you're doing. I'm gonna go grab a water.
I'm doing great. I'm gonna actually grab Lily. She's gonna go say goodnight to everybody. Come on, baby. Say hi to everyone. How you doing? Oh, run off. Let's see here. Glitter. I am in Indiana. This is where they sent me. Dixie, what are you asking about difference between a car? I mean, and a gang? No. A car is somebody from your area. So if Dixie was from Indianapolis and we were together somewhere, you would be part of that car, Indianapolis car. Now, gangs are totally different. You'd be tipped up and hanging with a certain crowd, doing certain things. So those are different. Cars are just everybody from that area that they're at. It's like LA or San Diego or Long Beach or Orange County or all that.
What are we talking about?
Oh, Dixie asked a question about between a car and a gang.
Oh, yeah. And you know, some gangs have, or in the feds at least, like in my gang, I was a hammer skin. We're not really considered a gang. It's a street thing. I was brought in to the Hammerskins with some guys that shouldn't have brought me in, really, because I should have been brought in on the street and not inside. But you know, that all got worked out, and you know, I didn't have to, like, you know, take my patch off or anything like that. But it was a lot. It was a lot of drama. Um, but anyways, I ended up dropping out anyways because I just, you know, I first of all, I'm half Mexican, and but you know, I look really white. You know, everyone was like, well, why didn't you ride with the Sureños? You know, you're Southern. Because in the car I was in the feds, we rode with the Sureños anyways. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Yeah. And it's probably the same in California state to an extent.
Yes,
You
it
know,
is.
something really, yeah. So you know, we were all Southern, and meaning, you know, from the southern part of the state of California. And but I just didn't want to be Miklo, you know what I mean? And I, you know, I don't speak Spanish that fluently anymore, you know, not since my grandma passed away. AV Stevie knew my grandmother really well, actually. But you know, when she passed away, you know, I didn't use my Spanish as much. And I just didn't want to be Miklo, you know, I didn't want to be the dude that all, you know, all your supposedly homeboys, you know, talk shit about behind their back. You know, they don't really talk shit, but you know, you're just not really, you're never really a part of, because you're not brown enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, you know, in the white car, I'm super white. You know, like my dad is a hillbilly from Tennessee. And like his
Widow.
white jeans like way overpowered my mom's. You know, my mom's dark, man. I've showed pictures of my mom on the morning show. My mom is dark. a lot of people thought she was black when I was in
Wow.
school. Yeah, in elementary school, they thought she was black. Especially up there in Michigan and Ohio. When my mom and dad moved to Michigan, they just, there wasn't a lot of Mexicans up there at that time. We're talking about the 70s. And I remember my mom telling this story one time. I know this is getting off topic, but that's all right. We can talk about anything on Yard Time. This is a true story. We lived in Michigan. My mom and dad lived in Michigan in the mid 70s, and my mom wanted to get. None of the stores had tortillas, and my mom wanted to make enchiladas. So she went to Taco Bell. She went to Taco Bell to see if she could buy some tortillas from Taco Bell because none of the grocery stores had tortillas. And they were like, they didn't know what she was talking about. And she was like, what? My mom loves to tell this story. And the girl was like, no. She's like, well, what do you make the burritos out of? She's like, oh, you mean burrito wrappers? Yeah, well, we'll sell you some burrito wrappers, like the manager. They weren't even calling them tortillas at Taco Bell at that time. They were just burrito wrappers. And it's so funny, man. My mom loves telling that story. And yeah, my mom hated Michigan. She went right back to California, divorced my dad, and went right back to California.
Took you with her?
Yeah, she hated it. The 70s was a different time. It's not like it is now where there's what we would call raza. There's raza everywhere now.
Yeah, I remember. I was out there too. We were out there at the same time.
Yeah.
You just took a federal pass. You skipped the state.
Yeah, I skipped the state. I did have to do a little bit of state time up here in Montana. And then the feds, I paroled to the feds,
So you went straight from a county bit to a fed bit?
Yeah, I was out just for a second. No, I went to the state, and then I knew the feds were going to indict me. I got out, went to the halfway house, and then as soon as I got out of the halfway house, I went on the run.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I knew the feds were coming. And I went on the run and went down to Costa Rica for a little bit. That's how I got all my Costa Rican tattoos on my legs. And yeah, I went to Costa Rica and got arrested, and they brought me back. And I fought my case. I had indictments. I had federal indictments in Colorado, California, and in Montana. Everywhere where my drugs got busted at, I had indictments, and they hashed it out. And my lawyer was a beast, though. My lawyer, and he was appointed, but he made them fight over me to see who was going to indict me, and he filed what's called a Rule 21. He filed a Rule 21, and Montana got because that was the end of my pipeline, they called it. The end of my pipeline was in Montana, so Montana got all the ghost dope, all the drugs that got busted into all the other states. They combined it all up in Montana, and it was crazy, man. It was crazy.
So they got you for drug smuggling or what?
Trafficking, yeah, trafficking.
Right.
From Mexico. Yeah, yep. It was nuts, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I was working for Microsoft just a year and a half before that. Just living my life, man. Just I was a regular person. I was a citizen. After my wife was killed, and I started using drugs, and it was just a bad time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it always is.
Yeah, but I dived right in, man. I wasn't just gonna, I wanted to live the life, and I did. I chose to live the life as soon as I got in, and I'd already started living the life, trafficking. I wasn't just selling to, regular dudes. I was selling to some made people.
You were the
Once they
connection.
found out, yeah, it was a trip, man. It was a trip. I started meeting all these people that were like the real deal Holyfield, and I was like, this is nuts. And it all started with this one guy in California, and he had me go get him some glassware from a chemical place, a big flask, a 32-liter flask, a flat bottom one.
That's giant.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and when I got that for him, he loved me, man. He loved me.
Huh.
And I got popped with a little bit of stuff. I never said anything about anybody. And after that, man, he was like, he's like, you're my dude, man. And so he would just give me whatever I wanted, and I could take it to wherever I wanted. As long as I, you know, he obviously he was a cook, you know.
Yeah. I've met a few of those.
But yeah. He was a, you know, and he was a Sardeno, and yeah, he was the shit, man. But anyways, yeah, that's how that all happened
Yeah. So you got
without
all
the
kinds of,
details, you know.
yeah, and trafficking. So that's where all your feds was.
Yeah, and I had superseding indictments for money laundering. You know,
Wire
anytime I
fraud.
sent a Western Union, you know,
Yeah.
one of my guys would get busted up and I'd be in California. One of my guys would get busted in Colorado. He'd ask for me to bail him out, and I'd bail him out, you know. And but every time my Western Union money to have someone bailed out, you know, to say to a guy's wife or something, they were
Broke
saying
the law.
they called that money laundering. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was drug
That's
money. Yeah, it was a
I
trip,
don't.
bro.
They didn't hit you with wire fraud then, right?
Huh?
They didn't hit you with wire fraud.
No, I didn't get no wire fraud.
So they
I
did the.
I did have an attempted, or not an attempted. I had a conspiracy to commit murder case in the very beginning of my indictment, and but I got so lucky on this. The task force that we're following, I can't remember the name of the task force I know what they are now. Up here, there's Missouri River Task Force, Safe Streets Task Force. Well, whatever the task force was that was following me saw me
Mhm.
drop the guy off at his wife's bar, and I never seen the dude again after that. The guy ended up unalived the next day in a field in Greeley, Colorado. And thank God they were following me and had me under surveillance, because if they wouldn't have, they would have pinned that on me, because the wife said that I never dropped him off. And I said, yeah, I dropped him off. But the wife said, no, he never got dropped off at the bar. And what's crazy is, and I know the wife had something to do with it, because I waved hello to the wife. So like I pulled my truck up in front of the bar door opens, and you can see the bar, like, you know, where she's bartending
Mhm.
from the street, you know, it's like the sidewalk, and then a big red door, and then
Mhm.
she's in the bar, and like she like looked out at me, and I waved at her, and he walked in. She told the cops that I never dropped him off there, and I waved at her. But the DEA was following me and watched the whole thing. And yeah, I got charged with that, but the DA knew nothing about those charges that the U.S. attorney had, because there was so many different jurisdictions charging me with all these charges. So the DEA told him, like, no, he absolutely dropped him off there. And I was like, thank you. I wasn't that dude, man. You know, if you owed me money, or if you did something bad, or if I thought you were telling me, I just didn't talk to you anymore. You know,
Right. Yep.
you know, I didn't grow up a gangster. I didn't grow up in the gang. You know, I became an addict later in life, and then decided I wanted to be a dealer. The dudes that will kill for drug money, or
Oh yeah.
because you think, like, that's not me, man. I'm
Yep.
not leaving bodies. That's not my style. That's not in my heart. Even before I was saved and became a Christian, that wasn't in my heart to do that. You know, it was, you know, I'm just like, all right, okay, if I can't collect it, you know, myself, then it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Right. Yep.
I'll tell a real quick story. A buddy of mine, CJ, this is up here in Montana, and we were dealing a little bit, and he there was a Mustang, and the dude was in a biker gang, but it wasn't a 1% club, or it is a 1% club, but it's kind of a fake 1% club. I don't want to say fake, man, but this dude was a chump, right? And the dude owed him money. He bought a Mustang off him. My friend CJ bought a Mustang off him. There was like 2 liens on the title that he didn't tell him about. And so when he went to get the car registered, he couldn't because there was liens on it. And so anyway, or when he went to do the title work, that's what it was. He couldn't get a title in his name. And so we went to his house, and we went with pistols, you know, and we're standing in front of the dude's door. And I looked at CJ, and I said, like, now look, what happens if he pulls a gun, and are we going to unalive this guy?
Right.
You know? Because if we are, then what are we going to do? What are we going to do with the body? Are we going to take the body? Are we, you know, when I started playing that tape forward for CJ, he was like, oh, hell no. We went right back to his car, put the guns away, and went to go talk to him. You know what I mean? Not with guns. And, you know, because I was like, dude, this ain't me. But, you know, so like, this is my bro, right? So like, I'm down to do whatever he thinks we got to do. But let me just make sure you know exactly what we are going in here to do. And so, yeah, we went and put the guns back. We pounded on this dude's door for a half hour. We could hear him in there, scared, not wanting to come out. You know, I don't know, whatever happened to that. You know, CJ ended up getting busted in a hotel with a bunch of heroin. And I was already locked up. I was already locked up on a probation violation on my Fed bit. Was just getting ready to go back for a counterfeiting charge.
You kept racking them up, didn't you?
Yeah. That was after I got out. I was dating this girl. She loved pills, and I'm tattooing. I have a tattoo shop. I'm tattooing. I'm sober, but she's doing pills, and she keeps coming to the shop asking me for money. And I kept giving her money. And finally, I remember this dude explaining how to make $100 bills on a printer.
Oh God!
I tried it. It worked. And so I was just giving her counterfeit. But yeah, she got
gave
busted.
you up.
Yeah. That's a misdemeanor in the feds. Counterfeiting's a misdemeanor in the feds.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep. You won't ever do more than 14 months on a counterfeiting charge, unless it's like $1.5 million or something like that.
Right.
But no one's ever going to get away with that much.
Right. Okay. It's about time for me
to go.
Well, yeah, we've been on for an hour and a half, brother. I get up at 5 a.m.
Oh man, we're gonna have to start the show earlier then, because like I still have a bunch of. That's all right. I'll handle these.
No. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go use the bathroom.
All right, man. Go take some. Go make a cup of coffee or something.
Okay.
Sam, have you heard of the Joel Skoranek case in France? I haven't, but I seen your question earlier, and I grabbed a pen and I was looking for some paper. Here, I have a whole printer right here. I'm gonna write that down and check it out for the morning show. It must be pretty good if you're asking me to check it out. Yeah, oh boy's trying to go early, man. We've only been on for an hour and 20 minutes. We still got another hour and a half. Scar your neck. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Surviving Together. Yeah, I love checking out stuff that gets referred. Doing it Deb's way. Question: besides family and freedom, what did you miss most? Wow. Yeah, I had 3 daughters at the time, so I guess that would be family. I really miss them. But but yeah, besides, freedom and family, what did I miss the most? Do you see the question that's up there?
Besides family and freedom, what did you miss the most? There wasn't anything I missed most. I mean, other than that, I never got a visit. Never once
Never got what?
a visit. Not one time. Any bits that I did, I never got a visit.
Oh, a visit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I
They,
only got one. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't want it. And my dad didn't stay for very long either. I had my dad because my dad was in Michigan. I was in Indiana. And so my dad drove down and I just there was so much pain in his eyes. I couldn't stand it.
yep.
And when he left, we both started bawling and he went went on his way. And he said he wanted to come visit me the next year. And I was like, I'm good, Dad. It's too hard for me. And I knew it was too hard for him, but he was willing to do it if he thought it was something that I really wanted, But other than that, I missed like food things the most. I really did. And we had good spreads in there, that.
Oh
Like
yeah. Oh yeah.
it wasn't like we weren't eating good and eating delicious food, but I missed like real
Real
street
food.
tacos,
Hey.
carnitas,
Yes.
Mexican food,
You know.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the
You,
state, we could get packages every quarter, every 3 months,
I know.
and TVs, but my mom used to send in all kinds of things, like six,
Yeah.
7 cartons of cigarettes, and um, I'd save them and just buy
Yeah.
cans of Bugler and
Yeah.
Folgers and all kinds of food. Yeah, so we'd always have good spreads. It's just I don't know
Check.
some of the food.
Yeah. Well, you know what I think about that? Could you hear the guns? Could you hear the
Yeah,
machine gun? Oh, okay.
yeah.
I can't hear it on this end, but I know it's playing.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got? Let's get through these. Arlie says, did enabling you lead you to prison, or was there something your loved ones could have done to change you going to prison? Oh man, that is a fucking amazing question, Arlie. I think in all our time doing Night Yard and now Yard Time, did we ever get like this question? This is an amazing question.
Yeah.
Did enabling lead you to prison, or was there something your loved ones could have done? Do you want to answer that first? My
Well, I
answer is
mean,
going to be
for me, it was all my family was in it, all my uncles, and
yeah.
I was destined. I was a hustler.
Yeah.
I was a hustler and I was a fighter. So from 12, 13 on,
Yeah.
I grew up in it.
You went to CYA, right? Yeah.
No, I bypassed CY. I went to juvie, and I managed to, I went to camp from juvie,
Yeah.
and then I took off. I ran from camp, and I
Yeah.
waited until I was 18, turned myself in, and stayed away from everybody.
Yeah.
They dropped everything. They just said, "Okay, you're 18 now. You're an adult. We're not going to deal with
Yeah.
you." So, and then after that, I started catching state bits or county bits, county
Yeah.
bits. So,
Yeah. Yeah, my family was not in my life at that time. So what had happened is, and most everyone knows, my wife was in a car accident. She passed away. I went crazy, started drinking really heavily. Somebody basically slipped me some drugs in an orange juice to kind of get me off the couch. And I just went crazy after that. And I alienated myself from my entire family. I didn't want them to see it. by that time, my brothers and mom and dad had moved up to Oregon, and they were living outside of Portland in Hillsboro, and I was living down in Los Angeles. I just had no one around me. My girls were living with their biological mom, and yeah, it was a hard time for everybody. But yeah, no one, yeah, there was, but that's a great question. There was really nothing any of my family could have done to change anything. First of all, they weren't around. If they would have, even if they would have been around, it might have been a little different. I did go up to visit my family when I was at full blown, using meth and heroin. And my mom couldn't believe what she was looking at,
Mhm.
I brought a stripper with me, to dinner. It was like a scene out of a movie, like
Mhm.
my mom, my brothers are in college, they're all lawyers now and land developers. And now I'm sitting there, I
There's
was,
always one.
I was a systems engineer, and now I'm sitting there high as F with the obvious stripper,
Not
who's
hungry
trying
at all.
not hungry at all. Yep. Sneaking off. I knew my mom didn't feel comfortable. When I on the way up there, my mom had said, yeah, you can just stay in one of the guest rooms. And I knew she didn't know how to tell me that she didn't want me staying there.
Mhm.
Um, and she didn't want me around my baby brother at all. Because my baby brother looked up to me. And so she didn't want me,
Influencing him.
influencing him into, anything bad. And so she basically, and I knew it. I said, Mom, we're going to go stay at a hotel, and she's like, are you sure? And I knew she was like going, thank you,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
yeah, it
Renee
was
asked
really
a
hard.
good question.
What's
You want to
that?
hear it?
Yeah.
Renee B. She said, "Do the alphabet gangs step to every Caucasian prisoner?" She said it happened to her son, and he said no. The funny, scary part was his Hebrew tattoo about Jesus. Well, Renee, let me tell you something. There was, or there is, a leader of the brand that is part Jewish, that has a star on it, doesn't he?
Yep.
Doesn't what? Bingham.
Yep. TD
Yeah.
Bingham. Yep.
So that really wouldn't matter, obviously. But yeah, it is. It's kind of weird. But don't make no
Yeah.
mistake. That isn't. If you're white, you're white, whether you're Jewish or not.
Yeah. Yep. Trying to see where we're at. Will you be covering the Lori Vallow case? And you got all the fur babies. So
I
you're
also
very
want to tell Renee, don't ever give up on your son. Don't give up on him. 'Cause, it's just. She said it's sad to
yes.
see your child at their lowest, not being able to do anything.
Yeah.
My mom never
Uh,
gave up on me, so
no, you can't give up. And well, I mean, you can, but it's everybody else is gonna give up on that person, and so there has to be at least one person that really loves that doesn't give up, because when he's ready, he needs somewhere, you know what I mean, somewhere to go, to turn to. It's going to be hard to know when he's exactly ready, but you're just going to have to be there every time that he thinks he's ready to do better.
yeah.
It's a hard situation.
Yes, it is.
Um,
Prison affects everybody.
yeah,
Not just you, but everybody in your family.
everybody. Yeah. But and I mean, that's advice I give to people about having an addict brother or son or sister that's just not ready to quit. They're like, I don't want to be around it, but I want to be there for that person too. And you just have to be. There has to be at least one person that really loves that person that's going to be there for when they're ready to quit. Because if they feel like they're all alone, then there's nothing worth living for. Do you know what I mean? And then it's just hard for them to stop. Zelda Z says, Sam, my lumbar ablations work, but they don't last very long. I only get about 3 months of relief from them. How about you? I'm in month 2. So, and they said I could have 4 a year. So I figured 3 months. But man, they work amazing. Zelda, I don't know how bad your pain was before it, but I'm sure it was bad since they're doing it. And aren't they amazing? I feel like it was a complete game changer for my life, for my my quality of life. I really do. Joe Mama says, so liberating, so happy for you, Sam. I'm sure that was about something. Here's one for Russ. Russ, you got all the fur babies loving on you today.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Cajun Queen says, will you be covering the Lori Vallow Daybell trial, Sam? I talked about it with my audience one day during a show, and I did a poll, and I'll just be covering the highlights of it. But now that I watch how, because she's kind of a soft sit, she's soft sitting or pro se. I wouldn't say soft sit, but she's pro se. It is going to be fun to watch, and she's got a little bit of attitude, and she's not dumb. So it is going to be. So I will be covering it. I thought I was going to cover it daily and just like sit there watching the trial, but it's a heavy subject. And she's on trial right now for killing her husband, right? Or for her ex-husband, for having her ex-husband killed by her brother. She had her brother do it, and her brother's no longer alive either. So, but yeah, I will be covering it. Absolutely. Hey V, how's it going? Good to see you. Question: did Knife Hoarder have a setback the last couple of days? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But he's okay. He's okay, as far as I know. There's probably people in the chat that know better than I. Thanks for asking, though. Question: do you know ahead of time Stone Cold Killers are coming in? Oh, you already answered that, huh? And how is that dealt with? I wonder if she means like people who kill like women and children, or just.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could be anybody, it could be finding out if someone was a stone cold killer. That's why my point was, if
Like
you
what,
get
a guy like us being a
right,
killer.
right,
Yeah.
you get a high profile case coming in that these guys are so called stone cold killers, but once they get to prison, they check in. They
Yeah.
roll up
Yep.
because it's the real world. Because you can't be what you were on the streets
That's
in
right.
prison.
Yep. Yeah, I love watching that when that happens. It's great entertainment.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
it
mean?
is.
When those dudes come in off the bus and they think, they're about to find out. They're about to find out. Yep.
Yep.
What's that saying? F around and find out.
Yep. FAFO.
Yeah, FAFO. Hey, Jenny's here. Hey, Jen. Sam, thank you for the beautiful intro this evening. To see a whole community sending well wishes and prayers for Tom is beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I didn't know his name was Tom.
Yeah. Yeah. Tom
I did
Bailey.
not know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question: how do inmates learn the down low on child SP that are being transferred into a prison, especially if they're going to PC? So in the feds, hold on real quick.
Go ahead. Sometimes even in the state, the COs will let you know. Depends on how bad the case was or whatever, how cool they are.
Same. Yeah.
But we get the paperwork, everybody.
Yep.
We know.
They I'm sorry, Russ, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Yeah, and the feds, the COs will let you know. It's funny, so in the feds, if you have to, you have to have a job, and
Yeah.
a lot of times you'll just go work right away out at the rec yard, and they have like these push lawnmowers, and and they're called red hats. The guys, the officers that work the rec yard are called red hats. If a red hat ever gave a guy like the push lawnmower that has the blades and not a motor, that was him telling us that the person was no good.
Right.
And so yeah, so because that was always like your first job was to go to the rec yard. So whenever we'd see a guy pushing one of those things, he would get smashed off the yard. And so there's like different ways, that you could find out. But most likely they try to send those guys, that population, to specific protective custody prisons. They have them in the feds. There's one in Tucson. There's one. I don't know where the other one is, but the main one is Tucson. And I mean, there's Coleman, but there's not a lot of SAs there. And then in the low security, the low securities are packed with them, and nothing ever happens to them there. They have their own car, their own shot caller, their own softball team. It's bizarre.
Yep.
I only got two more questions here. How many times have you been in prison, and for how long?
We did that.
I've only gotten two bits. Huh?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I've only gotten two prison sentences. But I've gone back a bunch of times on violations. So I've gone back, like altogether, I've gone to prison like 6 times, but it was only on 2 sentences. And I was 30 the first time I ever went to jail or prison.
You're old man.
Yeah, I'm almost 60.
You're almost
crazy.
Yeah, you're almost on the shelf now. Well, you are. You get to 50 or 55, they shelf
It's so
you.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's so
You're an
crazy.
OG.
I got
You're
like
an
2
OG.
skateboards over there.
I know. You're an OG. I'm out there doing wheelies on a sport bike, so.
I know. Yeah, you're an OG too, brother. Shit. The OGG. Yeah, it's a trip, man. It's a trip. Okay, this is the last one I have starred. There might be more that have happened. I know you've been watching the chat.
Yeah.
Nicole says, "Oh, as you are." Oh, that's not even a question. As are you, Lori. I don't know why I started that, but that's cool. We'll highlight it, Nicole. I just love Nicole. I'm gonna be working on a logo for her as soon as we can get a chance to chat, and I want to go on her show. She's got a really cool channel. It's like I think this is what cerebral palsy looks like, or something like that. It like showcases like her fight with cerebral palsy. Here's a question. Russ, perhaps you've covered his, but I'm curious about the green wall.
The green wall. What
Is your wall green
Awesome.
behind you?
No, that's blue. Bluish
Oh.
gray. And there's an American flag.
Here's one. I was in university with a few vets. My question to each of you, each one was, how did you reacclimate to civilian life?
Just take your time. I mean, it took a minute. I didn't want to leave the house.
Yeah, it was crazy for me. And I went right out to Hollywood Boulevard. My halfway house was a block off Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh man, that's a hornet's nest right there.
Yep, they gave me a subway pass and told me to go look for a job. It was crazy, man. But I was back home, and I was excited, but it was overwhelming. Everyone had cell phones. It was co-ed, and so everyone had a girlfriend, at the halfway house. It was crazy. It was crazy, man.
Yep, that is
But
great.
we'll do one more. I'll find one more, and then we'll say goodbye to one. Here's Marilee. I'm sorry we couldn't get to everyone's question. Let me enjoy the guy who killed the insurance and said,
Well, we're going to do it earlier next time. So
we're going to do it earlier next time. Renee B asks, how do you think Luigi Mangione, the guy who killed the insurance exec, will do in prison? He'll be a rock star. He's going to go to the feds. He'll be a rock star.
Is he going to feds or state?
Feds.
Well, I don't understand. That wasn't a federal crime. But the federal crime he did do was take the gun across state lines.
Yeah, and he made a gun so the gun was homemade.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that'll be an ATF charge. And if he made it in one state and brought it to another state, that's a Fed charge.
But that's not a life charge. That's not a death penalty charge. So he'll have to go state because murder.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna pull his docket sheet for next week, and we'll go over his docket sheet. Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah, we could break that down. Really.
Yeah, that'd be super fun. Okay, one last one. In Canada, they used to get lashed with a whip for some crimes. Was it the same in the U.S.? My uncle got 10 years. 10 years, 10 lashes for SA.
What?
For real?
Canada? Really?
They used to get lashed with a whip. Wow. Was it the same? No, it was never. I mean, maybe a long, long time ago.
Right. Maybe in the 1700s you would get that here, but you get, 500 lashes here.
You might get a couple of stabs.
You're right. Stick.
Yeah. But hey, guys, sorry if we didn't get to your question or comment. Please come back next week and check us out. It's going to just get better and better every week, I promise, or I assure you. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're going to have a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah.
It just, we'll have to maybe do it a little bit earlier so Russ can, he stayed for the whole show almost. But I would like to do 2 hours. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would like to do 2 hours, and like, you don't have to stay for the whole time. Stay as long as you want.
Leave you hanging, brother. No, I'm not.
Oh no, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But I do it every morning, so I don't mind babbling for a while.
Call James. Don't forget to call James.
I got to call James tonight. Okay.
Well, I don't know if you have to call him tonight. Just call him.
No, I will. He just said here, you all think state time is so much nicer than feds. I got house arrest for my Fed conviction for production of cannabis without a license. Way nicer than a cell. Yeah, that's true. You can get house arrest in the feds.
Yeah, and you can't. You don't get me wrong. You can get home detention for state charge too.
Yeah,
but when you get sentenced, it's going to be different.
Yeah,
that's all county time.
Yeah, that's funny though.
Yeah.
Let me find a good outro. Oh, this is a good outro. Okay, guys. Well, we love you to death. Thank you so much for coming for our first Yard Time episode. It'll be every Sunday. Just make sure you smash the like button, please. It helps the algorithm. And then if you subscribe, make sure you get all notifications. That way you won't miss a Yard Time episode or show or stream, whatever we want to call it. And we will see you next week. Mahalo.
Stay loud. Don't be woke. Stay wild. Stay awake. This was Morning Man.